Well, hey there, Fred here. Okay, on this tutorial, we'll be going over the Google Apps for Education on the iPad. So let's get started. Okay, let me open up my Google folder here that I created on my iPad. And then we'll start off with Drive and move on to Docs, Slides, and Sheets. Okay, so let's go to open up Docs. Tap on that. Okay, so here are all my folders. If I scroll all the way down here, I have all my files. Okay, they're all here. And let's work on the left hand side first, where it says My Drive, and you see that three-line icon. Sometimes they call that the hamburger icon or the hot dog icon. Go ahead and tap that open. And then you can see here I have all my Drive, things that are shared with me, all my Google Photos, my recent, stored offline, okay, and my settings and my storage. So let's start off with what's shared with me here. And you can see I have all the files that have been shared with me from my faculty. Okay. So I also have a file that's been shared with me from Sharon. So I'm going to find that particular file, okay, by clicking on the magnifying glass on the top right and type in Sharon's email address that I know, and it should show up. Here it is. Okay. And I can see the Teaching Bites podcast show episode schedule. So I'm going to tap on that here. And now it's opening up in Sheets. And I can see I have all the episodes coming up that we've done and all the episodes coming up in the future. Okay. So anything that you share with your students, make sure you train your students to make a copy of it. Now in Google Classroom, once you share a file, it will automatically stamp that document, that file with your student's name. But a good way to practice, you want to make things are clean also when you share things directly from your Google Drive or Docs or Sheets or Slides, is that they have to make a copy of it. So on the right hand side, the top right hand side with the three dots menu, tap on that. And then you'll see right about in the middle called Share and Export. You tap on that option. And here the student should make a copy. Also faculty, if you get documents from the administration, make sure you make a copy also for yourself. So let's save in your own drive. And then you can make changes there. Okay. Make a copy. You can see if you can copy, and here's my copy. So once you see copy of, rename the whole thing, rename it my copy of or so and so. You put your name on there. All right. So I'm going to go back to Sheets here, and I'm going to go back to my folder, my Google Drive. How do I access my Google Drive? I need to go to, on the left hand side, the hamburger or the three-line icon. Go to Google Drive. All right, so that's how I search for Sharon's file with me. Okay. Now you see, back to the three lines, all the photos here. You may want to try that here. You have your recent files that you worked on, any starred ones that are important. All the documents that are offline right now. I don't have anything offline. My iPad is pretty limited on space, so I need to make sure they're not on my iPad. But it's something to consider, especially if you are on a trip or you're somewhere you don't have Wi-Fi or internet connection. This is a good option. Okay, and then your settings again, simple. So you could pass lock this folder or this drive itself, which is great, which is very cool. So you can tap on the pass lock, you turn that on, it'll ask you a 4-digit number to lock it up. Okay, your photos there again. Go back to the three-line menu, and then you can see your storage here. Right now I'm using 17 gigabytes of storage. In schools, I believe it's almost pretty much infinite, unlimited amount of space that you have. If you have a personal account, you will have to pay for additional storage. Okay, so let's move along to the right hand side. Let's go back to my drive. Go back to my folders and files here. Now in all these folders, you can see like on the top 3D printing, I have it right here. If I tap on that, I have the 3 lines. Now I could add people to it. I could get a link. I could move it to a different folder. So it's like a subfolder. Star it, rename it, remove it, and I can see the details. When you tap on the details, you can see who it's been shared with. You can see what's inside, a general overview of what it is. Okay. I can also change the view of this into a list view. So I tap on the right hand side like so, and now it's more of a list, maybe a little cleaner, but I also like the grid view as it gives me more of a preview of what it looks like. Okay. 3 dot line again. You can sort this whole thing by the name, when it's been modified, been used, and so on. Pretty easy. Okay. So let's go ahead and open up a new folder, a file here. So let's see if I can find a good file for us, a Word document, or excuse me, a Google document file. So let's see if I can go ahead and open one up. Oh, by the way, if you see a preview of a file like so here, that's a Google document file. Okay, that's been created or it's been converted into a Google Documents file. If you see a W like so, or even maybe a P, a big P, or a PDF, those are not converted, those files. Okay, so that means that's stuck in a Microsoft Word file and so on. Okay, so you can open it. If I tap on that, it'll convert it, and now I have access to it. Tap on that, get out of there. Okay, so let's go to Google Documents, Google Docs. Okay, so that's Google Drive. So let's go Google Docs right now. Tap on that. Okay, so a little bit different interface, color interface, but it's very, very similar. You have the 3 lines here also, all very familiar. Okay, let me go back here, and you see that gear icon by my name, by my name right there. I can also add my other. I can sync, or I have access to my other personal accounts, also my Gmail accounts, and you also see Sharon's right there. Going back there, you can also get the help button here. That's very useful. X that out. Go back here, change it to a grid. Going back to the list, going back to the grid. Tapping on that folder goes to your My Drive. Okay, to open up a brand new Google Docs, click on the bottom right hand plus red button right down there. Tap it on. Testing. Press create. Okay, now you can start typing immediately, which is great. Jumped over the lazy dog, very popular here. Now you see I have the formatting buttons here, very, very self-explanatory. Indentions, and also bullet points and so on. One thing that's very powerful also is that if you highlight a word here, like I'm going to highlight the word brown, I have the option to insert a comment. You can also access that comment in a different way also, but let me go ahead and insert the comment right here. Okay, you'll see it highlighted yellow, and here I can make a comment for myself, or you can make a comment for your students when you open up and when you access their files that they share with you. You can go ahead and click on comments, and you can say, please finish the sentence. Press the check mark. There it is. So that now as a student, I can access it and I can see there's a comment here. Now on the top right hand side again, you'll see that comment, that little bubble looking icon there. Tap on that again, and now I could access all my comments that happen. Okay, so I can go to the right hand side. I can resolve it. If I resolve it, it's closed now, so it's no longer highlighted anymore, the word brown. But if I go back to the comment icon, I can still access to all the comments. So it keeps a history of it. Very, very useful. I have the undo button, I have the redo button, the curved arrows. I have the share button, and I can share it with an email address with my students. I can link share. It's off. I can turn it on, and I can give them view access, comment access, or the edit access. Now, just being mindful of what you're sharing and who you can share it with, and make sure you choose wisely. Okay. Now, I could also send a copy of this as a PDF or a Word document. So, PDF, again, it's like a picture where it cannot be edited, although you can edit it as you convert it into a Google Doc, into your Google Drive. That's definitely doable. But for all intents purposes, it's easy. PDF, it's not really editable, but you can annotate on it when you can start drawing and so on. Word document, export as a Word document, very important because a lot of people still use Microsoft Word, and that's what they probably have on their computers. So that's very useful also. I'm going to cancel that. And going back to the three dot here, you can change the print layout. I can see it how it's printed. Will be printed. If I put two fingers here and I squeeze, I can see how it looks like. Going back to the three dots, I can go ahead and keep it offline if I wanted to. Okay, very simple, very powerful, straight to the point, and that's Google Docs. Okay. All right, let's move on to Google Slides. So let's tap on Google Slides. And again, very similar. Has all my files presented like this. Okay. Icon way. I can change it to the list view way here by tapping on the right hand side, top right hand side. Going back to the icon. Again, I like the icon way. It just gives me a quicker way to identify what I'm working on. So let's open up one of these folders here. One of these slide decks here. Tap on my first one, SHB Code Links. It's loading up. Okay, now you see on the left hand side, I have about 10 slides right now. Okay. These slides are great because you can rearrange it, click and hold and drag it anywhere I want. Put it back on the top because I'm going to need that later on. Okay. But you'll see if I click and hold, you'll see the top bar turn blue. And then I can make a copy, I can cut it, I can trash it, I could do like choose one of those options when needed. Okay, I can let go. Now, let's go down to the bottom. I'm gonna click. I have a table here, but I'm gonna click it again. I'm gonna make a new slide here on the bottom left. Plus a slide. I'm gonna choose the blank one down here, but you're definitely welcome to choose one of these. Okay. Blank. Now I have a blank one, number 11. One thing that's very powerful here, you can also insert charts and tables. Tables. Go to the plus button, okay, and you have the option to add a text box so you can start typing an image that will access your iPhone or iPad photo camera roll, as well as your Google Drive photos. You could add shapes here. You have different choices. You have arrows. You can also change the colors of these. And then you have the line that can help also. But down here, I wanted to show you how to add a table. So tap on that. And it gives you an option to add how many columns you want through it. Goes up all the way you want. Goes back down to 2 or 1. Keep it 3. I'm going to also keep it 3 rows. I'm going to insert that table. Now it's pretty skinny. You can stretch it out by grabbing these handles on the side. Bring it all the way to the top. Okay. I have 3 rows and 3 columns. Now I'm going to show you how to merge three cells together. I tap on one on the whole on the whole thing. I'm gonna go ahead and click on the gray, dark gray cell. So now I have three cells in that row highlighted, and you see on the bottom this little menu pops up, and I can merge these cells. Okay, so I can press merge. Now I have a chart, and here I can put in a title if I wanted to. I can also resize this by dragging my finger up and down, tap on the gray cell again, then I can grab it and I can resize that cell. Okay, this is where I can add a title or so on. All right. So how do I add more rows and more columns? Tap on the table, tap on the gray. Here I'm going to do it on the left hand side, the bottom one. Tap on that. Okay, now it's highlighted. The white I can't touch right now. So I'm going to insert rows above, rows below, and so on. I added one below. If I want to add another column, I'm going to tap on the one on the right, insert a column to the left or right. Okay, so now I have a nice chart that I can use, or a nice table. Okay, very useful. Also, when I can change the colors here, just highlight it. I can change the paint bucket here. You can change the theme. You can change the custom, and so on. Same thing with a little pencil. You can change the line, the way it looks around it. I click on the yellow. Then I need to click on which particular yellow. Tap on that. And now I have a yellow table. Okay. So that's pretty much it when you need to learn about to use Google Slides. Oh, that, and you press the big triangle, and that's how you present it. Also available to you is where you can add presenters notes. Oh, let me go back. Click on the plus button again, and let me go back here. Right here. Sorry, on the first icon, the square with little not that plus button. Here we go. I'm missing the plus button here. Okay, so here going back to the three dot menu option, tap on that. The first option here, the show speaker notes, tap on that, and here you can tap your notes that you want to use. When you present it, it's not going to show. Okay, very useful. And again, you can also go back to the three dot menu, and you can share export it. You can export it to people who have only PowerPoint, so you can save it as a PowerPoint and send it to them that way. Also, very, very cool. So that's pretty much with Google Slides. Very similar interface. All the interface is the same between all the Google apps. Okay, very similar. That's why Google Apps is very powerful. Google does change things here and there. They always try to improve things. Sometimes it's deeper. The option you are trying to find. Sometimes it's somewhere else. They move things around. So it's dynamic. It doesn't stay like that forever. They're always trying to tweak things here and there, but just try to remember the same principles: how to share, how to print. You can always change things with things around, how to comment on things. So that's very try to keep those principles in mind when things do change. All right. So that is Google Slides. Now in Google Sheets, we're going to open that up, tap on that. And now you can see I have several files already here. I'm going to tap on the first, on the second one in the middle, tap on that, let that open. Okay. So these are future or past and future episodes that we're planning to do with our Teaching Bites podcast that you can find on Stitcher and on iTunes. So one thing I'm going to show you is that you can see what's very cool. I froze the first row so that when I scroll the rest of the document, the sheets, it can move, but I can tell what episode it is, what title it is, who's hosting it, fun fact, and so on. So how do I freeze that? Okay. So I'm going to do it backwards. I'm going to highlight that whole row by tapping on number 1. Okay. So the whole row is highlighted. Okay. Then I need to freeze it. I'm going to tap it again. And another menu pops up. I'm going to unfreeze that row. Okay. So now let's see what happens when I scroll. Now you can see that episode, title, topics, host, and fun facts, they disappear as I scroll up. They reappear when I scroll back down. Okay. How do I get that back? Tap on that row, tap it again, and then you'll see the freeze row option. Tap on that, and it's back. Also, it also works with columns. You tap on the column, tap it again. I can freeze the column, so when I'm scrolling left to right, that's still available. Okay? Unfreeze it, unfreeze it. There it is. Okay? Now I can also add, I have D and E. Say if I wanted a new column here, all I need to do is tap on the column. All right? Tap it again, and I can add another column. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and apply the arrow button, tap on the triangle, tap on that, and I can insert one column or one column before or after. So I'm going to put one before E. Okay? Before. And there it is. You can see now E is a new whole column, and what was E is now F. I'm going to click on the undo button, the curved arrow, right by the top middle of the screen. Tap on that, and that column is now gone. Okay, you have all your formatting options here. 3 buttons here. Again, you can share it. So it's a good idea. Remember to make a copy for yourself, or your students should make a copy of what you share with them. You can print it. You can save it as an Excel file for those people that you want to send it to, but they only have Microsoft Excel. So that is the essentials of Google Sheets.